This video will give a general overview of how the Darrow Zap system works. The Darrow Zap system is an automated bicycle commuting system that works with RFID tags attached to the bicycle and then RFID readers that are installed in strategic locations. Good locations to install readers are where bike trails connect together. In this case, the red line represents where a Zap reader might be, and this represents the distance that the Zap reader would have to read, and the blue arrows represent bike traffic. The reader works best when it reads perpendicular to the actual tag, and we try to shoot for between 10 to 20 feet read zone. In this case, you can probably get both sides of the trail, although the reads might not be completely consistent, and you can get two-way traffic. This is an example. This is a University of Minnesota program. It shows that they have where they have their Zap readers located around campus. The next we're going to talk about is the tag. The tag goes on the spokes, but there's also helmet tags available. The tags are tamper resistant, so that if you pull them off, they'll destroy themselves. The reason we do that is to prevent people from taking them off the bike and putting them in their pocket so they can get credit. They have to have their bike to get ride credit. Usually where tagging points are bike shops. They're good locations. All the bike shop has to do is people come in there with their bicycle. The bike shop tags them and gives them a registration sheet, and they're off. Another good place to do tagging is having tagging events. Here is at the University of Minnesota. They set up a tent with some coffee along the bike paths, and anybody that comes by that wants a tag, they can put a tag directly on their bike and give them the registration sheet. Once bicycle commuters have their tag and are given the registration card will give instructions on where to go to register their tag. So in this case, we'll do Zap Twin Cities, and this is the main site for Zap Twin Cities to not only log in for existing users to log in, but also to register your ride. So here, click Register Now, and then where your commuting destination is, and then if you are a certain company, these companies all have their own Zap programs, so they'd be registering separately, but all within the Zap Twin Cities program. And you put in your information. Now you need an email address because that is what is used to sign you in, and also is your keyed field. You can put a password in as you like. So here is the main work location, so they can separate the bicyclists by like building. And then also put in your home street address. And why this is important is because it'll auto-calculate mileage. If you want to appear anonymous, or so that you can't be recognized on leaderboards and on the website, so because people will be ranked, the riders will be ranked, put in a username that only you would know, so Bike Guy or something like that. Or if you want to show up as yourself on leaderboards, you can certainly put that in, your full name. But this is what's going to show up on the publicly available leaderboards. And then all the different companies downtown that you could be part of. Age group. Agree to terms. You can agree to terms there, and then they put in some things like favorite bike shop and so forth, so that the bike shops then, if they want to like give out special incentives, like after your 1,000 miles, you get a free tune-up or something. They're able to offer that. Now, if you click here, it'll auto-calculate the mileage. And here is where you put in your Zap tag number. And then there's a CAPTCHA code to make sure that you're not a robot. And then you register. Once you register, you will receive an email from the system that will ask you to verify your email address. And it's an automated email, and you need to verify. You'll get that email immediately after you register. You just need to verify that your email is real and it's working, and then that will make your send your registration to the administration, who will accept it. And I'll go through that next. Once a new user registers their tag, the administrator will have to accept them into the program. And what this allows the administrator to do is a certain control over who is actually in the program and making sure everything is correct. So in this case, this person here is has registered for the program, and everything looks okay. They have everything they need on here, and to accept them, you just go and turn them into a commuter, and that's it. And that person's done. That person's registration is now active, and their zaps will start logging. Now that the bicyclist is registered for the program and their registration is active, they can now log into the system and check their own stats. Actually, so let's look in Zap Twin Cities.org, and they go to the main site, and they can log in here. And whoops, I put in the wrong email address, or wrong login. But if you forget your password, you can always click on Forget Password. Okay, so this is what a commuter will see. This is their welcome page, and it's based on their email. So in my case, I had no rides in April, but in March I did. Your rides for that month will appear here. So if this was March, I would be showing 10 rides. And from here, what a commuter can do is they can see their own statistics. So how many zaps they have altogether, how many miles they biked, gallons of gas, CO2. They can also look and see this month and last month as well. From here, you can also see sponsors. And this is what the title bar that the administrator will have access to, doing things like announcing programs and announcing the top riders, new prizes, and also sponsorships. This can be changed by the administrators. And these are other reports that they can see, and I'll go through some other reports and other here we'll look at Zap Twin Cities Minneapolis. I have several accounts. So in this case, I'm not in Carmichael Lynch. I was with the Zap Twin Cities. So this is what I would see if I was just the regular Zap Twin Cities commuter. And then you can see also, once I think you need to bike 8 or 10 times for the Zap Twin Cities to be eligible for the drawing, and you can see the prizes. And this will also tell you what how you win a prize, and also what's available this month. You can also go here to look at prizes as well. It takes you to the same place. If you want to know where you can get zapped, where your station map is, you can click on Station Map, and it will show you where all the Zap stations are and tagging locations where you can get tags. You can also contact support from here as well. And then also you can see your own reports. So you can see how many times you've ridden in each month, and you can see other information, and you can change it by date. So that's all my zaps altogether, how many miles I biked altogether. And then I can also change that for the last 6 months or whatever time period I want. I can also do a tag tracker, and I can see which stations zap my tag. So this is useful, actually. We've had several people who've had bikes stolen use this. They can see where their bikes were scanned last in case their bike was stolen. Also see which tags I've been using most. But more importantly, on the leaderboards, you can see which riders have the most zaps for that month and which companies are riding the most. This is helpful for trying to reward companies for their healthy behaviors. Companies like to show up on the leaderboard and see how many people are riding within their company, and they can offer their own incentives from that. I'll now do a quick overview of the functionality of what an administrator sees and how they can use Zap. So when an administrator logs on to their Zap page, they'll have more access to the data than a commuter, obviously. And so in this case, you can see this is what they'll see first. This is their dashboard. They'll see for their institution how many zaps have happened today, this week, this month, this year. Also, how many miles have been biked overall, gallons of gas saved, so forth. Also, pre-registrations, like who's they can manage their registrations here. Now, what this means is that there's one person waiting administrative approval. So that means that this person here needs to be registered. And actually, this is a good example. This person here, it belongs to the University of Minnesota, so they should be registered by the University of Minnesota. So we will not validate the registration. We'll email her back and tell her that she should redo her registration for the University of Minnesota. So you can also do here is check things like station health. So in this case, it shows the actual stations, and in this case there are 2 that are reporting errors. Let's go and take a look at what's going on with these. So in this case, there's an unexpected battery or unexpected reset, low battery, and we can look into that and see if it's reporting today. In most cases, that especially if there's snow or something, that it's might not be reporting. And you can look and see when the last time it was reporting, and when it reaches a certain level below 12 volts, it will give an unexpected it will give a low battery, but in this case it's still working. And network error, this is just that when it tried to make a connection, it was unsuccessful to make to upload its data. It uploads data every hour. But right now it's working fine. So the network errors are really usually not something to be concerned with. From here, you can do things like, so here also you can look at your active commuters over the last 6 months. So which months have actually the most commuters, and then how many rides actually happened the last 6 months in this case, and then the top commuters for the month, and then the mileage by rider, the riders with the most mileage by month. And this is all customizable. So from here, you can also do run more specialized reports and mail merges. So let's say you want to send out an email to all your users that maybe you're doing a tagging event. So you can send out a mass email from here by running the report, and you can even apply filtering to it. So like, let's say you want to send a report out to all students, you could just filter students or by a certain employer. You can create your own filters here, and then you just do a mail merge. and then you can send out a mass email to all the users that you have filtered out that you want to send the email out to. You can also see which stations are being used most from here. So you get an idea of your heaviest used stations, where the most bike traffic is. So in this case, by far the heaviest traffic is at the LRT trail Zap station. So you get an idea of where your bike traffic is. And then you can also look at your own green zone statistics, and this I think they use for giving to individual employers as to what they are, how their commuters are affecting the things like CO2 reduced or calories burned, gallons saved, miles biked, and the companies like that so that they can show that they're doing something green. From here you can also manage prizes. So here you can see what prizes are available. You can actually add prizes to it. So you can manage rewards by adding rewards to the system that will then appear under the prizes. And you can add and edit users by going in here. And you can also redeem rewards from here as well. So if someone gets a reward, you can actually go and then redeem it by, if they come in and they want their bike light or whatever they won, you can just put in their information, their name or their email, and then it will search on that, and you can then you can redeem that prize, and it will log it in the system as redeemed and also show who redeemed it. Here I'm showing the University of Minnesota administrators dashboard. So these are the reports that they have. So they want to see their new registrations to see how many more people they're attracting to the program, and also how many people they're getting per month actually commuting within their program. And then also this shows the team challenge. They do something interesting there where they actually have teams, and this report will actually show which teams are in first place. The teams have been very popular at the university. And also will show top commuters as well. Also from the administrator page, you can manage your content. And what I mean by that is what users will see is, I'll show you quick. So this is what a user at the University of Minnesota will see. They'll see their own statistics and the sponsors of their program, and they'll see the spring challenge. These are all the different teams that are actually at the University of Minnesota, the bike teams, and they compete against each other for prizes. From here, so let's say they get a new sponsor or they want to award something. You can manage that content right from your settings menu. Go to manage content. And here's a sponsor box. You click on this. And there you can change or add or do whatever you'd like to do to it. So, and you can paste in new pictures, put in new names, whatever you like. And then it will appear on the commuter calendar, so all the commuters will see it. In this screen here, I'm showing the administrator page for Seward Montessori. It's a school in Minneapolis, and here you can see what the administrator sees. So you can see Zap's last 6 months, so you can see if your traffic's going up or down. and then your mileage by riders this month and top commuters this month. And then you can also see registrations, top riders this year. And Seward Montessori does something a little different. They go by points here. I can show you what that looks like. So when a person bikes to school at Seward, they get 1 point for every day they ride, and another quarter point for every mile. And you can change these rules. So in this case, you see, so points per mile, 0.25 points for Zap 1. So you could actually create a new rule. So let's say on bike to school day, which is going to be May 8th, or actually May 10th, I think is what we're going to be doing. We are going to be giving double points. So we'll just say points per Zap 2, and it would only be on those days that would give the it would give the double points. And that means anybody would ride their bike to school that day would get double points. So let me quick show you what the commuter sees on that page. So this is what a commuter sees for Seward Montessori. They can see their own statistics, how many times they've zapped this year, their point balance, how many zaps they have that month, which days they rode, and then also their sponsors, and then the March top riders. So that you can, all this is changeable through the manage content in the settings menu. They can see the top riders. In this case, you use a username, so people can remain anonymous if they want to, but most people want to use their own name. And then information from this month. This video is just meant to give a general overview of the capabilities and options that are available with the Zap system. If you need more specific information, there are other videos available regarding prize redemptions, doing mail merges, filtering. That's all available. But if you have any questions, please visit our website, www.darrowzap.com, or give us a call, 888-337-6729.